Next is write a short note on methods of citation. This is also from your Unit 5 only. Here again, you can start with an intro. Research or study on anything involves literature review, right? You cannot just start with any study. You need to review some literature that is existing, right? Here, a researcher mainly tries to read the existing documents or materials on the topic of study and get some idea on how to go about with a topic of study, right? I will read some existing materials and I would decide how I can proceed with this particular research. However, copying someone else's work and taking references without giving due credit is considered to be unethical. Okay, in research, there is a concept of ethics in research. That means what are the things that are, like morally correct, which you should do. If you have put all your hard work, time, effort, and prepared one article, I cannot simply copy paste it and publish it in my own name. Why? Because it will be morally incorrect that I'm just copy pasting your article. So what I should do is, whenever I'm taking reference from your work, I should give due credit to you, right? That I should mention that from this and this article published by Pranati, I have taken reference, I have taken help or something like that. All right. So this is called as plagiarism. If you are taking somebody else's work, if I am copy pasting it without giving due credit, it will be considered as plagiarism. All right. So it is not allowed in research. Then that is the reason why we need to properly give credits whenever we are taking someone else's reference. All right. Someone else's help we are taking. Then you can mention what is citation. Citation is the process of giving credit to the original author of a study. If you have written one article, I am taking reference from that, I should give due credit to you, and this process is called the citation. There are three common methods of referring to a source document in the text of an essay, thesis, or assignment. When I am doing my research, there are three ways by which I can cite somebody else's work. These are direct quotation from another source, paraphrasing or summarizing material, and citing the whole of a source document. So these are the three basic different types of citation. In research work or academic writing, the writer should write the thoughts or the material in his or her own words. If I am writing one article, I am expected to write it in my own words. I should not copy paste from 5 different articles and then frame one article and get it published, right? That will be considered as unethical. So what I should do is I should write it in my own words. But whenever anything is taken from someone else's material, proper citation of the work is expected. I cannot just invent something, right? I will read somebody else's work, different books, materials, then I will get the idea. So I should properly cite all the other people whose work I have referred for that particular study. So that's why it becomes very important. First way is quotation. Quotation plays an important part in research whenever the researcher wants to directly quote something from a source. Okay, take for example, Austin has written or given us like a theory. Okay, he has given us a concept on law, and you are doing a study on that concept. What you can do is you can directly quote 2-3 sentences from his concept. All right, that he said like this. You can directly quote 2-3 sentences from his concept, and then you can accordingly start with your research work. So that will be called as quotation. The same applies for legal research as well. Quotation as a method of citation may be very helpful when a researcher wants to quote the principles laid down by jurists in his theory. If Austin has given us some legal principles or something, we can directly quote that, and then we can proceed with our research work that this is what he said, this is why it is good, this is why it is bad, and then finally a conclusion. Okay. So quotation, you would also see if you are reading some books or articles, sometimes within comma, they would mention one thing, right? Like in italics, it would be usually. So that is nothing but directly they are quoting from some other books or some other materials.
Yes, ma'am.
Next type is paraphrasing or summarizing. What is paraphrasing or summarizing?
Summarizing means we have to means about the one topic we'll get main points. It is called summary, ma'am.
And
That is,
paraphrasing?
I don't know about that, ma'am.
Okay. So paraphrasing is also similar kind of a thing only. You would basically rephrase it, all right? And then you would just try to mention it in your own words kind of a thing.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, so it may be like a small paragraph of 5 sentences. You are just rephrasing it. And in case of summary, it may be like 3 pages article. You are mentioning everything in 4 sentences. Okay, so it's almost same kind of a thing only. So second one is paraphrasing or summarizing. They are also very important and commonly used methods of citation. In legal research, this method may be used to summarize a section or provision of law where the researcher will try to paraphrase the wordings without changing the true meaning of the provision. Take, for example, you are reading one legislation where some provision is mentioned. Like one day we saw, right, Article 21 of Constitution of India. So you can mention that Article 21 of Constitution is, in your own words, you can write whatever is given in Constitution. You are not copy pasting the provision, but you are trying to paraphrase it. All right, like that you can give. Or maybe in your KSLU University Act, right? They have mentioned that this is how a VC will be appointed for KSLU. You have tried to summarize the process of appointment of a VC in 2 sentences. Okay, that may be summarizing that rather than in detail reading the entire complicated provision, you are trying to simplify it. You are trying to summarize the basic process of appointing a VC or appointing a registrar, right? So that is nothing but paraphrasing or summarizing. So when you are summarizing or paraphrasing a concept from Constitution of India or from a legislation or from your KSLU University Act, you again need to cite that this provision I'm taking from there and this is the summary of it. Right? So that is another way of citation. Third is citing the whole of a document. That means entire document only you are citing. All right. So here document may mean one article, some reports published, some book, some legislation. It may mean anything. Sometimes it may be necessary to give a general reference to the whole of a source document. This method of referencing is used least often. It is not very common. It is sometimes only used. For example, while referring to a judicial decision in a research work, the researcher may cite the original judgment copy for any interested people, right? The person may say that this is what was held by court in this particular case, but if you are interested to read more or in detail about it, this is what the judgment is, you can read it. Okay, maybe government has published some report with regard to corona cases. Okay, how India fought corona. With regard to that, government has published one report. Okay, I'm doing some research. In my research work, I may simply say that this is a report that you can refer. That means I am citing the entire document, right? That you can refer this document in case you are interested to read more about it. So these are the 3 main different types of citation methods, all right? And you can conclude with a conclusion. Research involves a lot of effort from the part of researcher. Thus, due credit should be given whenever any reference or help is taken from an existing work. Thus, having knowledge on the ethics of research is very vital for a researcher, right? You should know how you can give credit, how you can cite somebody else's work, and all of that becomes very important. Is it clear?
Yes, ma'am.